Hi, I'm Sam. Today I'll be showing you an amazing new iPhone app called Tea for iPhone. Tea is a fantastic new way to store your tasting notes, your brew settings, and even to share those with your friends on Twitter and Facebook. Let's take a look at how the app works. So let's go ahead and launch Tea. When we come in, we see that there's a great list here of all of the teas that we have entered in. These are my personal teas, 17 in all. A lot to keep track of, but Tea keeps track of all of them for me. In the upper right-hand corner, we have an Add Tea button. We can go ahead and add in a new tea if we want to. But let's go down here to the High Mountain Oolong. That's what we're going to be trying out today. All I have to do is give it a tap, and I get into my Set Brew screen. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, this is how much tea leaf we're going to use. And I have it in grams, but if you want, you can switch to tablespoon or teaspoon. Doesn't matter. We're going to be sticking with grams. On the upper right-hand corner, we have how much water we're going to be using. And again, all of your favorite measurements are here. If you'd like, you can switch into grams. And Tea automatically makes the conversions for you, so you can switch really easily back and forth. On the bottom left is how much time we're going to be using in minutes and seconds, and on the bottom right, we have our temperature here. And again, you can really simply switch between one temperature unit and another. We're going to be using Celsius here. So I'm going to take my hot water now, and I'm just going to pour it in. And once I press brew, a fantastic timer comes up. Now the great thing about this timer is that you can leave the app, come back, and of course, just like you'd expect, it remembers it for you. So we're going to wait here for 3 minutes until our tea gets ready. Now that my tea is done, I'm presented with a little text field here where I can input my tasting notes. So let's try it. The taste is a little lighter than I would have preferred. That means that next time I should probably use more tea leaf. So I'm going to put a note in for myself here and say lighter than expected. Now usually that means a couple of things. You either use too little leaf or you didn't steep it long enough. I think I didn't use enough leaf. So use more leaf next time. And on the upper right-hand corner, you can see, as we'd expect, we have our Facebook and Twitter buttons, and we can toggle each of those however we want to, and a rating slider. I'm going to give this a 78, just like that. And when I'm done, I just press save. So what happens to these notes? Well, in Tea, there's a great detail screen that each tea has where you can see how much of it you have left, how many brews you've done with it, and look at all of your past notes and ratings. If you take a look here at the bottom, we have a little calendar button. That's our history. If we tap it, these are all of the notes that we've taken in the past. All of the notes. And if we see at the top here, we have the High Mountain Oolong that we just had, of course. And if you tap it, you get a great list of options, including the ability to revise your notes or to tweet or share them on Facebook if you haven't done so already. Another great feature here at the top is this list can get really long. These are all of the notes you've ever taken. Well, if you tap the search bar at the top, you can narrow those down in just a single one. So let's look at just our oolongs here. And if you can see, these are just the oolongs that we've had. It searches in real time. We could also search our notes if we want to for those. So that's the history screen. Really beautiful, great way to track and to access your notes with just one tap. Let me show you one more really cool feature. We call it Inventory Tracker. Inventory Tracker shows for each of your teas how many brews you have left of it. So you might be wondering, what are these cups here on the left? Well, it turns out that those cups show you how many brews you have remaining of those teas. So for example, with this tea that we just had, the High Mountain Oolong, if we press the circle here on the right, we go into an info screen and you can learn more about how this inventory tracker works. Right now it's showing that we have 117 grams left. In the middle here, it shows that we have 84% stock with a great little indicator here to show us that percentage. On the right here, we have brews remaining. Here we go, 14, and how many we've had, 4. And if we press this history button here, as you'd expect, this is all of our past notes for just this tea. And as you can see, we have 82% as our highest rating. If we tap this, we can actually go in and brew a cup just like it, and it'll automatically preload a settings screen with those settings. Really nice. And we can hit done here. Now in the middle here, this is a really nice thing. This is a place where we can store general notes about the tea. So for example, where you got it, where you can go to get more of it. One of the things you can do actually is if you go into your previous notes, if we hit add to main notes here, this is a tasting note that we did before, and we press done, we can see it automatically adds those in for you. So you can have those input as your general notes for this tea. It's really nice. So that was a look at tea. With tea, we think we've removed all of the guesswork by allowing you to go back and look through your notes and your ratings and your brew settings so that you can hone each tea to perfection. We think that you'll be using tea every day, and we hope that you enjoy it as much as we do. Thanks for checking it out.